All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about a company named Digital, stock ticker BTBT. These guys are a Bitcoin miner. We cover this content quite a bit on the channel, so if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if you enjoy this video, please smash the like button and feel free to drop a comment below. I read all comments, so all comments are welcome. In addition to that, in the pinned comment, you will see a link to our free Discord. We're at about 500 people there right now, so we'd love to have you join us. So that's in the pinned comment below. So with that said, I want to talk about Digital today. They put out a press release and really gave a comprehensive update as to what's going on over there, which was much needed because I feel like investors have been a little bit in the dark and their stock has paid drastically for it. So we'll get to the chart later, but they are at their all-time low. So let's see if they said anything in here that maybe can change that, and we'll talk about some price targets. But first, let's look at the actual press release. Digital announces Bitcoin production and mining operations update for the fourth quarter of 2021. So Digital does not give a monthly update of mining operations. So because they're not doing a monthly update, we're a little bit behind on their information. This does a pretty good job of catching us up as to what's going on over at Digital. Okay, so preliminary fourth quarter 2021 highlights. The first thing they do is they give a graph here of their Bitcoin mining activity over the last couple of years. And you'll see, in Q1 of 2020, so that's now 2 years ago, they were mining almost zero. So by Q3 of 2020, it looks like they were starting to ramp up. 739 in that quarter, then 695. And then in Q1 of 2021, they're saying that they mined over 1,000 Bitcoin in the quarter. All of their machines were in China, and obviously they were asked to remove those machines. So this company went through a massive disturbance. And as we dig into this letter, you'll see they're nowhere done fixing that issue. So they're working on it. They give us a progress update, which is key. I always like to say information is better than no information. You can see Q2 of 2021 dropped off dramatically, almost in half to 562. And then Q3 of 2021 dropped in half again to 248. Now they're giving us their Q4 Bitcoin mined numbers. So this is October, November, December. So in total, they mined 240 Bitcoin. So that's down even from Q3. That's 80 Bitcoin a month. And I'm going to show you where that puts them against their competitors. These are very, very low numbers. The company continued the redeployment of its miner fleet in North America. As previously announced, 100% of our fleet had exited China and arrived in North America as of November 17th, 2021. Now, they arrived here, but you'll see next they say 39.2% of our currently owned fleet was deployed in North America as of the date of this press release. So that's as of March 15th. They're now up to 0.5 exahash as a company. These numbers are much, much, much smaller than they used to be, right? At one point, they were talking about 2.5 exahash, a year and a half ago. Now they've got about a half an exahash up and running. Okay, on October 7th, 2021, the company signed an agreement with Bitmain Technologies Limited to purchase 10,000 Bitcoin miners. The purchases are expected to increase Digital's maximum hash rate by approximately 1.0 exahash. So pro forma with these announced purchases, our maximum total hash rate is expected to be approximately 2.6 exahash. So we know they're at 0.511 right now as we speak. So if they can get all other machines they already own back online, plus these 10,000 new machines, which represent another exahash, that will get them to a total of 2.6 exahash. And to me, that looks like, based on the way they've laid this all out, that's kind of a 2022 year-end goal. I'm giving you my opinion on that. It doesn't expressly say that in here. The company earned 240 Bitcoin during the quarter. The decrease relative to prior quarters was primarily due to the miner migration and redeployment program. It doesn't tell us how many they have today, but at December 31st, they were holding on to a little over 800 Bitcoin. Approximately 67% of our fleet's electricity consumption was generated from carbon-free energy sources as of December 31st, 2021. And that's based on data provided by our hosts, publicly available sources, and internal estimates, demonstrating our commitment to sustainable practices in the digital asset mining industry. On December 7, 2021, the company became a member of the Bitcoin Mining Council, joining MicroStrategy and other founding members to promote transparency, share best practices, and educate the public on the benefit of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. So this is going to be important. They're saying they're about 2/3 green right now. So over the course of the next year, this seems like it's going to be a very big deal. These Bitcoin miners are going to have to continue to go green, and they're going to have to show evidence that supports the numbers they're providing. So again, to me, they're 2/3 green right now. If this was any other industry, that would be a great number. The Bitcoin miners are held to a completely different standard, so they have some work to do. They probably need to do better than this. Okay, this section is power and hosting updates. So they're going through who all their hosts are. They have some machines hosted in Texas and Nebraska with Compute North. They have some machines hosted in Niagara Falls, New York with Block Fusion. And they have some machines deployed in North Tonawanda and Buffalo, New York with DigiHost. But here's where they have an interesting update. DigiHost has advised us that it is unable to proceed with a previously identified new site in upstate New York that was expected to deliver DigiHost's remaining hosting commitment to us. DigiHost is currently exploring potential alternatives for the remaining 100 megawatts of contracted hosting capacity pursuant to our agreements. Delivery date to be determined. So this is 100 megawatts that did not work out for them and DigiHost. Apparently, whatever happened in New York, they vetoed this, and it's not going to happen. So that's about half of their expected energy by December 31st, 2022. So they've got to go find this, and it may take into 2023 to find it. So this is a little bit of a stumbling block. I do think without this, they still probably have enough to plug in all their machines and get to 2.6 exahash. Okay, so I did a video the other day on ranking all the Bitcoin miners by their monthly production. As BitDigital does not provide monthly updates, they're one of 3 or 4 companies I had to use an estimate or a best guess to put them in order. So you're going to see what's going to happen to them based on what we know now. So at 0.511 exahash, in the fourth quarter, they were averaging about 80 Bitcoin per month. Mawson did 152, Iris did 110, and then DigiHost did 51. So DigiHost and DMG Blockchain are much, much smaller Bitcoin miners. However, we had BitDigital based on their website, and I'm going to show you this. BitDigital is a sustainability-focused generator of digital assets with large-scale global mining operations, representing a currently owned maximum hash rate of 1.603 exahash. So yes, they do own 1.6 exahash, but as it turns out, they're only using 0.511 exahash as of the end of February. So that is going to move BitDigital probably from 9th place down to 13th place on this list. And over the next few months, you'll see that Cypher and Wolf just started mining Bitcoin. There's a possibility that by May or June, they will be passing BitDigital as well, which would move them down to 15th place. And remember, we know if they execute their plans to perfection, they're going to have at 2.6 exahash by the end of the year. So I would expect all of the companies that I just mentioned will most likely be more than that or substantially more than that. So when next month's rankings come out, this is going to change dramatically for them. However, the market kind of already knew this, because their market cap is very low. So let's take a quick look at that. They're up 9% today. Bitcoin's having a good day, and people liked this news. Even though it was not great news, it was information, and so there's been a positive, short-term positive reaction to this. But that leaves them with a market cap of $233 million. This was well over a $1 billion company 6 months ago. So they are down drastically. In fact, prior to being up 9% today, they were at their all-time low yesterday. So let's go to the chart and take a look. All right, so I have to zoom all the way out to the 1-week chart just to show you how far down this company is. To put it in perspective, that move from February to July was down 77%. This move from July to August, and this was really in about 2 weeks, this is up 356%. So this stock went ballistic for a few weeks, got back over $20, and has been pulling back ever since. So you can see this red line right here represents their all-time low stock price. So from their high to their low, they were down 91% in just over a year, more like 13 or 14 months. So this stock has been totally decimated. However, you will see they've also drastically reduced the amount of Bitcoin that they're mining. Their Bitcoin mined per quarter is down about 75%. So their stock's down 91%. Their mining is down about 75%. So, even though this stock has been destroyed, some of this was justified. On March 10th, so you can see from here to here, which is a short period of time, they were down another 35% below their previous all-time low. So this stock truly has been taken out. So you'll see there's a big jump up. It gapped open at the close. So they are up 9%. So despite the fact that not much of that was great news in the press release, it was updated information, which is important, and it takes some of the uncertainty out of this situation. So you can see that uncertainty had dragged them to significantly below their previous all-time low. So they have jumped up, and I think it's realistic that they may approach some of these previous numbers. So, and again, please remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm just reading you what the facts are, and now here I'm looking at the chart, and I'm making some of my own judgments. So please do not use what I'm saying or do what I'm doing. You guys got to do your own due diligence and decide what you want to do, if anything, with this stock. So what I would say is the numbers we usually go to are, there was a short-term peak of Bitcoin on February 10th. So that was just over a month ago. If BitDigital could get back to that, that would be a 75% increase in the price of this stock. So I'm not even going to go any further than that, because you can see that's significantly above their previous all-time low. I think until they show us that they've got some machines plugged in, for me, price targets beyond this are not very realistic over the next 3 to 6 months. Now, over the next year, we'll see what happens. As they give us future updates, this situation could change dramatically. But at the moment, this is what I'm looking at as a potential upside. They're basically very near. They're just 9% off of their all-time low. So in my mind, there's not much potential downside. But obviously, the risk to the downside is always that it goes to zero. So that's what's going on with BitDigital. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.